Hey everyone, Dr. Jaime here with the Dr. Jaime Show. You are about to listen to content that has the opportunity to increase your success, happiness, and overall likability. Now that sounds like some serious fun, but before we jump into the content, do me a favor, subscribe to the Dr. Jaime Show. Every subscription, every download, every like, every follow keeps this show bringing on amazing guests for you. And now, off to success, happiness, and likability. Hey everyone, Dr. Jaime here, and today on the show we have Colette Florido. She's the founder and president of CR World Corporation. CR World is a trusted source in health-focused hemp and cannabis products, working in a small group direct selling format with the rapidly growing active adult and senior populations. Colette's vision is that everyone will have access to quality hemp-infused products and a trusted resource of information. It's a natural plant with so many healthful qualities. Using the latest in social media technology, coupled with the entrepreneurial spirit of the direct selling industry, CR World has become a household name in the hemp-infused market. Colette is developing a strong sales team that's driven by compassionate capitalism. Colette has been featured in Tampa Bay Times, High Life Magazine, and Tampa Bay Metro for her women-owned business, as well as her contributions to the health and wellness side of the cannabis industry. She has also been nominated for the Delivered with Heart Award given by Griswold Home Care in Pinellas. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Colette Florido. Hey Colette, welcome back to the Dr. Jaime Show. Always a pleasure having you.
Great to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I'm really excited about today's topic. We're going to chat a little bit about CBD oils and men's health. And I'm excited about it because whenever we talk, I feel like in society, oftentimes when we talk about health, we kind of like, it's more of like a woman push, like women's health or women's nutrition or women in weight or women in beauty. And sometimes I think like that's the area where men get left out, but they are not going to be left out today. This is going to be a full episode for them. Is that right, Colette?
Absolutely. I think, it's a lot of the women are looking for these natural ways to feel better. And the guys are like, just give me a pill. But the reality is that there are a lot of great benefits to using CBD as a nutritional supplement for men.
Colette, they are not like, come on, just give me a pill. They're like, come on, give me a beer. You know it. Just give me a beer.
Exactly. Well, very soon they may very well say, well, just give me a joint. But, for now, there's a happy in between,
There's a whole group of guys that are raising their hands saying, I already do that, girl. I already do that.
They were right. They just didn't know it yet. So there you go, guys. You were onto something.
I know. Oh man, I know this episode is going viral. And you know what? It's going to go viral by like 16-year-old boys. Told you, mom, told you. It's right here. The doctors are saying
That's right. That's right. Now you must be at least 18 years of age. No.
Oh my gosh, we're both going to be fired.
Or at least put in a timeout. Yeah.
Yes, timeout chair. Okay, so you've been on the show a bunch of times, but every time I ask you the same starter question, just for the new listeners that are coming on the show that might not be familiar with CBD. So we're going to talk about, cannabis, but we're also going to talk about CBD. What is CBD?
CBD, or cannabidiol, is one of over 120 compounds in the cannabis plant. And a lot of people have already heard of THC. I think that's the one that got all the attention for so long because of the psychoactive effects that it can give you. But as we've been learning, the other 119 plus compounds in the plant are really playing its part to help balance out your endocannabinoid system, a system that already produces some of the same compounds that you can find in the cannabis plant. And as I mentioned before, you know that there's just like a rose bush, you can grow over 1,000 different variations of the cannabis plant. And those 120 plus compounds in the plant vary in all of their different levels. And that's what makes that particular strain have its properties. So hemp has low THC and high CBD and a lot of great other compounds. And together, they're showing amazing nutritional supplements and support for your body.
Okay, and we're going to talk about that in regards to men's health today. So, how is the use of medical cannabis or CBD offering help to men's health
Yeah,
issues?
so we're going to talk, I'll focus on the CBD, but I want to make a nod to the fact that there are a lot of people who are benefiting from using CBD, lower CBD and higher THC as well. So the medical marijuana or medical cannabis that you can get with a doctor's prescription is something that you might want to talk to your doctor about if you're having certain issues that we don't cover in the CBD side. And a lot of that is, for instance, men's health and prostate cancer. It's one of the most common types of cancer found. It's the second leading cause of cancer deaths in males. And approximately 230,000 men were diagnosed in 2014. And you can there was a study that was actually done in the oncology reports in 15 that found that the stimulation of those receptors in their body helped to stimulate apoptosis, which is actually something that occurs. This is amazing. The plant can actually cause programmed cell death in the prostate cancer cells. So if you want to talk about men's health and how it might be able to help you, that is a very good idea to talk to a doctor who understands medical cannabis and understands that it might do some of the same things that your oncologist might recommend to try and kill off those cells. So definitely one of the first things that I would talk about when it comes to men. Now there's other things that CBD and the cannabis plant can do, and we're going to focus on the part where it is low THC today and then high on the CBD level, things that you don't need a prescription for. But and I'll just mention, we'll talk about it more, but it's some of the same things that we've talked about on some of your previous talks. It's inflammation and pain and muscle and joint pain and recovery and stress and anxiety. So all of those things.
Okay, and so the use of hemp-derived CBD, so not medical cannabis, it does help, or it needs to be medical cannabis?
For the apoptosis, you need it to have a higher level of THC. But for most other things that you're looking to accomplish about having better health, you don't need that high level of THC.
Okay. Now, there's a lot of people backing CBD and the cannabis industry. I've even heard that some athletes are supporting the medical cannabis and CBD movements. Kind of what are their thoughts on it and regarding how it can help and what it's doing for people?
Well, yeah, you're going to hear more and more athletes coming out and talking about, we say they're coming out green because they're finally coming out and saying, I kind of know my body. And when I beat it up here on the football field or after a hard workout or training session or down the ski slope or in the water, I need something to recover. I mean, they're always looking for something. So what is that nutritional supplement? Is it a powder? Is it protein? Is it, what helps them? And more athletes are recognizing that a CBD rich nutrient that they can add into their diet is helping them to recover faster, to help feel a little bit better. And even you're going to hear a lot of athletes that talk about it with, again, there's great neuroprotective properties in the cannabis plant. And so brain injuries, we know that there's a lot of ex-football stars who have had very traumatic brain injuries that went long undetected, and then all of a sudden something horrific happens. They're finding that introducing the cannabis plant in helps to protect the brain from those types of injuries, causing any further damage. So you're hearing people like, I'm from Chicago, so Jim McMahon, he talks about it from being the punky QB that he's all for it. He had I think a glass eye as well, so he has some ocular issues, and the pressure there helps. Ricky Williams is very well known here in Florida, originally from the Miami Dolphins, got in trouble because he used cannabis. But now he actually focuses on holistic healing and cranial sacral treatments and is very much an advocate of helping to support and use CBD. And the last one I'll mention, Marvin Washington, a former NFL Jets athlete. He was an NFL Jets Super Bowl winner. He was one of 5 people that sued Jeff Sessions, the DEA, and DOJ just to get it descheduled, to get cannabis from a Schedule 1 to a Schedule, to get it off of the scheduled narcotics. So there are a lot of people moving in this space because they're recognizing the value of how the plant is helping and how it's very low risk.
Yeah, and it's great to hear that. And I'm listening you talk about, these people that have played football and sports. And then I'm thinking about the everyday like dad or guy. Like my husband, he really thinks that he should play professional football and basketball and ping pong and wakeboarding. And he just, so the dads out there, the husbands out there that think they are like pro football players or pro NBA players, but maybe they're not. And they go outside and they're in their 30s and 40s and they play with the 20-year-olds and
Right.
maybe they stretch something they didn't know that they now had. Does CBD help with any of these pains? Is there anything that these guys can do?
Absolutely. Those old football injuries that come back and lurk, from their days, or if they were if they were a catcher and they had those knees that, they just grind. There's a lot of people that are using it because the cannabinoids can help to stop the transmission of pain. It actually, rather than just covering up the pain like a typical opioid or prescription or over-the-counter pain relief, what it's actually doing is it's sending a signal from the area of pain back to the brain. It's one of the few systems in the body that actually has a two-way communication. So rather than just blocking the pain receptors, it's actually going to that area and trying to help produce more blood flow to help heal that area. And in some cases, of course, that injury is just so darn deep and so damaged that it may not be able to completely relieve the pain or remove the pain, but it could help to calm it down a little bit, make it a little easier.
Okay. Yeah, kind of curb it a little bit, which I think is important, especially when you're in intense pain, to have it curbed a little bit. Yeah. Now, what about the guys out there that are currently training? Does CBD play a role in that? And now, guys out there, it doesn't just have to be in Colette. I'm not just talking about training that, they're going to go do this, swim 10 miles and bike 40 miles and run 30 miles. But like maybe the guys out there that haven't ran in a while, they're getting back into it. Maybe they want to do a 5K or something. Can CBD help a little bit with them in their training?
Absolutely. So there's 2 things that happen. We know that there's CB2 receptors. We have CB1 and CB2 receptors, and they're found in unusually high levels in that joint tissue of those with inflamed joints. So using the CBD is shown to really fight the inflammation in those joints. But more so, we see people that are using it to help them recover faster. So when you get that itch to get out and, all of a sudden you're like, I'm going to go do CrossFit, and I haven't worked out in 10 years, but I'm going to go do CrossFit today. And you think you're going to lift a tire and then it's not going to be the most painful thing you've ever done. Well, when you recover, you know that typically that day after is bad, and then the second day is even worse. And then you start to recover. Well, we've noticed people using our capsules, and you take a capsule after you've had your exercise. And I know it because I play volleyball, and I'll get off the volleyball court after we played like a tournament, and you sit down to eat dinner, and the first time you stand up, you've got that, this is gonna really hurt, and you just know tomorrow's gonna be bad. We take a capsule, and the minute we do that, it chills the area out. And what I've noticed is that next day when we wake up, I don't wake up dreading standing up. I don't wake up in so much pain that I can't move because it's already started to help heal that area. So it's a much faster recovery, and we're seeing people using it for that very reason.
I love that. And it's so funny because what the hell is with that second day? I mean, I don't get it. I'm like the first day it's like, oh man, I'm sore. But the second day, like where is it? That's you're like blindsided by it.
Exactly.
It's like the terrible
Well,
twos.
again, you got all that lactic acid that's kind of collecting around the areas that you've just inflamed the heck out of. So now this is helping to chill that area out. Again, it's promoting that blood flow to the area, helping to get the body to identify this is where the pain is and here's where we need to start sending things. Doesn't mean that you should go ahead and like beat yourself up, but it does help in that recovery time. So if you are going to do it, like let's say my husband's 25th anniversary or reunion for his school is coming up, he might just go ahead and hit the gym a little bit more, try and do a little bit more, and yeah, the reality is that it's harder on your body if you can't recover. You're going to start to see a lot of things hitting the nutritional supplement land. You're going to start seeing hemp seeds, hemp hearts. You're going to see the whole plant being used in juicing. It's definitely a trend that we're starting to find a lot of people using. And it's as simple as try the CBD oil in a capsule form.
I love it. Oh, it sounds so fun. I'm so excited to see what the next like 5 to 10 years brings in this industry. It's gonna blow up. It's gonna be amazing, and we're gonna see things that we've never seen before.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
that's exciting. Okay, so all right, back on men's health here. I want to talk for a second on stress and anxiety. So as much as we rag on the guys and we say that they're the quarterbacks and they're doing all these silly things, I will say, especially seeing in my family how my husband runs everything more than ever, men aren't just working, they're trying to be amazing fathers, they're being great husbands, they're doing a lot, and I think they get pushed to the side sometimes, but they're hardworking and they're going above and beyond in families, and that can be super stressful. So CBD, is there any help for the stress and anxiety that they're feeling? Guys, I want you to know out there, anxiety is a masked emotion. So if you're juggling all these roles and you find that you're angry all the time, a lot of times your anxiety is so high it's coming out in anger. So if you're like, oh my gosh, if we can find ways to bring down your anxiety, your anger will go down in correlation with that. So Colette, I guess asking this again, CBD, any help with guys with stress and anxiety?
Absolutely. People are using CBD rich products to help with stress and anxiety of life. And that's men, women, pets. Everybody has a level of stress and anxiety that there's just so much you can take, and everyone's level is a little bit different. But if you are working and you've got a stressful job, or you are in a family and have the responsibilities of the dad and the caregiving for whether it's your spouse or your mom or dad, you will have that stress and anxiety. And what happens is it gives you the jitters. It gives you or you feel like you have a blanket, like a heavy blanket hanging over your shoulders, or you internalize it and it causes you to not feel like you want to eat, or you eat too much. There's a lot of how people are dealing with their stress. And what we found is that people that introduce a CBD-rich product into their diets are noticing the stress is going down. We can't stop your mother-in-law from maybe being a little bit more of a stressor than you'd like to have.
Yep, CBD can't even fix that one, girl. CBD can't even.
I'm not telling you that it's a miracle drug. I will tell you that plant might just help to, when she comes over, to be able to not escalate, because that's really what happens a lot of times is you've got this in your body and you start to tense up and you start to feel kind of like and then all of a sudden you blow, you just can't handle it anymore. That CBD product really is helping people. It helps to block the mood receptors that are triggered, that are actually triggered with like PTSD, and promote sleep hormones. They regulate the stress hormones. They block the consolidation memory, flashbacks, improve the extinction learning. I mean, there's just so many reasons why people are seeing a benefit from taking that. It's literally the original chill pill.
I love that. That should be the tagline, CBD, the original chill pill.
Yeah, cat nutting.
Now, for a moment there, you brought up PTSD.
Yeah.
How is someone with PTSD benefiting from CBD or cannabis?
Well, that's a really good point. I think that there's, again, there's a lot of individuals, and it's not just men, it's men and women, but who have been through something very traumatic. And it could have been, of course, PTSD is synonymous with anyone who has served in a war time. But it's not just that. If you were involved in a horrific accident, or in my case, I just lost my father, and seeing, and actually watching somebody die and watching that happen can be very triggering. It can cause you to sleep poorly. It can cause you to eat, either, just eat and eat and eat, or not want to eat at all. And so again, there's a lot of studies that are talking about how it can literally balance you out again to block some of those flashback memories, to help to improve with the brain's response in certain circumstances, kind of reprogramming, so that you don't always respond with a negative, oh, I'm going to eat a ton, or I'm going to stop eating. Just people are finding that if they can take a daily supplement, it might just calm that down so that it doesn't trigger. Now, I'll also add that sometimes the PTSD can be very severe, and a CBD-rich, low THC might not be the best option. So again, using the low THC, you don't necessarily need a prescription for it, but you may want to talk to your doctor, especially a medical cannabis doctor, because they might suggest something that does have a little bit more higher THC. I've known plenty of people that are PTSD survivors, and the only thing that's helped them sleep through the night and get through flashbacks is a high THC, something that they can actually smoke or inhale to stop it immediately. So a variety of reasons that it can help your stress and anxiety, but definitely something that can you should think about starting with just a nutritional supplement. Start simple and see if you notice a difference.
Okay, so for the listeners out there, if they need a high THC product, contact their doctor. But what if they're, you know what, I really like this supplement idea for some of the daily stressors, inflammation, et cetera, that I'm facing. I want to get a hold of Colette, learn a little bit more about the products that she has, the oils, the sprays, the pills. Where can people go to find out more about this product?
Yeah, one last point. Okay, I
Yeah.
always do this, sorry, but one last point. I just want to mention, you want to talk about the best stress relief? Remember, guys, that your partner might very well also benefit from this. Now, it's just something to keep in mind that if you both were to start a regimen of, just like a multivitamin, starting a daily nutritional supplement of a CBD-rich coconut oil might just help them to stress out. I have several guys that actually are buying the oil for themselves and their wives, and it's because their wives are not getting as stressed out. They're not stress eating, so they feel better. They're going about their days a little bit better. And we all know, happy wife, happy life,
Woo,
right?
woo, woo. Yep, that's what this
So,
pill does.
men's health, this is to your health. Go and get this for yourself and get yourself and your partner on it at the same time, and I think you're going to notice that you're going to feel a little bit better together. You can go and find all of this on the website drjaime.comecrworld.com. That's Dr. JAIME .COME, the letter C, the letter R, world.com.
Excellent. Colette, it is always so fun having you on the show. I know we're going to have you back again very soon. Thank you so much and have a fabulous day.
Thanks. You too.
Dr. Jaime here, and this episode is sponsored to you by Academic Alliance in Dermatology. Let me tell you, these people can be trusted when it comes to your skin. They are privately and locally owned, and they're celebrating 30 years in business. They have 17 locations through Tampa Bay, and they can take care of all your skin needs. They work with adults, they work with children, they do most surgeries and aesthetics. You can count on their longevity and experience when it comes to your skin. Do me a favor, visit them at tampadermatology.com. Thank you so much for listening to the Dr. Jaime Show audio experience. I really hope that you enjoyed the tips and advice given on today's segment. Do me a favor and go to iTunes and my YouTube, and please subscribe to that channel. Every subscribe, every like, every follow helps the Dr. Jaime Show grow so that we can bring you the best guest and the best content possible. And of course, as always, if you have any feedback, feel free to leave that as well. Talk to you soon.